Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for being here, taking time to attend this session. Very happy to be here in front of such a distinguished audience. Martin mentioned this morning that for story to be captivating, it has to have a direction. It has to have a conflict, because no conflict means no drama. And at the same time, it has to have emotions. I can safely say the same thing about S&OP. Because for S&OP to give you direction, it needs direction. I have never attended in my career any meeting in S&OP without conflict or drama. And it is fully emotionally charged meeting that you come across when you implement, design S&OPs. So I'm Sandeep. Just joined Slimstock a few months ago, but before that I spent 17 years in L'Oreal, LVMH, and Adidas, and the last 2 years with Blue Yonder, working mostly on strategic transformation. And this is a very provocative statement from a solutions provider. And the key word here is just. Technology is just an enabler. And this is what I'm going to share with you through my own personal industry experience of running, leading, implementing S&OP, and also through a collective experience of hundreds of our customers who are using our solution for S&OP. So there is a lot of literature out there on the holistic approach for designing and implementing or running an S&OP. We talk a lot about people, process, technology, governance. And in my experience, I've learned 3 things. The first one is, as you can see here on the screen, most of the organizations on their S&OP transformation journey, they don't, and I use the word don't, they don't focus on people and behaviors. The second one is around processes. If those processes that we are trying to implement, that 5-step Oliver White approach, if we implement them at right level of product and channel granularity, and also at the right level of planning horizon, tactical, operational, strategic, we can achieve results. And technology with right kind of governance can add value, but not without it. We talk a lot about artificial intelligence, fancy buzzword. We just saw an example of implementation. But artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. And in most of the S&OP meetings, you will encounter that. So how do I plan to do this? To make it more relevant and digestible, I took Bob Stahl's famous S&OP principles, 3 of them, and I'll share with you concrete industry examples of how those principles were applied by my previous employers and how they added value without any notion of technology brought in. So the first one is very cliche. S&OP is top-down. It needs sponsorship. We hear it all the time. People say easier said than done. But in one of my previous employers, we did it. Now, why it is important that we have executive participation in S&OP? Because S&OP needs to be run at a level in the organization where bottom line decisions are made. And key here is bottom line, not top line. Because you can achieve your top line targets, but not at the expense of your working capital efficiency or your cost targets. So we run S&OP at a level where bottom line responsibility resides in the organization. The second point, which is very important, is S&OP is a decision-making forum which helps you manage your policy, strategy, and risk-related decisions, and also to match your demand and supply side. Now, how it was done seems, as I said, very cliche. How it was done in one of my previous employers, and it was way back in 2007, 2008. The CEO, one fine day, sent a note to all the SLTs, to all the business units. And here I'm talking about a $50 billion company with more than 50 business units and running a very impressive portfolio of more than 35 brands, right? So the CEO sent a note that 25% of the bonus, annual bonus, of the SLT in a business unit is related to demand planning accuracy. So now just imagine you are Chief Commercial Officer, CFO, CMO, 25% of your annual bonus is related to demand planning accuracy. At that time, I had never heard that. All of a sudden, it gave the incentive to all the sales and marketing and then finance people to become equal partners with supply chain and operations in the S&OP process. The second one was there should not be more than 2% gap in your financial plans and your monetized bottom-up forecast. Two simple incentive-related guidelines, people and behavior-related guidelines that changed for us the implementation of S&OP. And the result, in 2008, this company was nowhere in the Gartner top 25. From 2014 onwards, this company is consistently in top 10 of Gartner's cross-industry top 10 supply chains. Second, again, a very cliche statement, one of the Bob Stahl's principle, cross-functional collaboration. Now, when my sales and my marketing, they know that 25% of their bonus is linked with forecast accuracy, cross-functional collaboration becomes easy. But it is not that easy to implement in reality. So how did we do it? Clearly defined roles and responsibility. Each person knows their rapid role, so we'll come to the rapid role in a while. And we review and respond, and we plan and align on different product categories at different horizons. So how did we do it? Sorry, I'll just go quickly on this one. So S&OP is a decision-making forum for your demand and supply alignment. Everybody had a specific role to play, but we had a collective target. That collective target was, no matter which decision we take, what is its result on income statement, on balance sheet, and on cash flow? Not what is it contributing to sales plan or financial plan or demand plan. So we were all very P&L driven, very balance sheet driven, or even cash flow driven when we were taking decisions, and we were not just forecasting, we were forecasting outcomes, scenarios. And everybody came with whatever they had prepared. So for example, sales, they were responsible, sales and marketing, they were responsible for unconstrained forecast. We, supply chain planning, we were responsible for constrained forecast, bottom up. We had clearly defined responsibilities. Sales responsible for promo forecast, marketing responsible for NPI, and supply chain responsible for all the baseline standard catalog products. With this framework, we were able to translate the S&OP into a very collaborative consensus framework that was used on a monthly scale because we did not need any weekly or daily kind of planning in our line of business at that time. But it goes to show that this is achievable. It comes as a cliche principle when you read it in articles or on websites, but this is applied and possible to deliver results through these principles in big organizations. The third one, where a lot of organizations falter as well because they go into SKU level details at that time in that process, is at what level of granularity I'm planning. So when we are in our S&OP meeting, so here I can give you my own example. If a makeup line, lipsticks, has 100 SKUs, I don't need to plan at SKU level. I need to make sure that my planning at hierarchy granular level is okay in line with my targets, and then I can go down into granularity with my planners. So just an example. Now, what was the result of all these three principles? We were able to basically mathematically link our sales, financial, demand, supply, and production plan. So if a retailer is opening up 100 more stores in US and we are selling our perfumes in those stores, we were able to link it with our raw material sourcing. And it was all done without any technology because we had the same language, we knew at what level we were operating, so it was very easy to basically make S&OP into a decision-making forum. We had clear, as I said, cross-functional collaboration, governance, and at the same time, it was also easy for us to do any kind of root cause analysis. So if our targets forecast accuracy was not in line with our targets, we were able to know if it was a demand side or a supply side problem. Now, I'll skip this because we only have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes, is it? Yeah? Oh, sorry. 1 minute then. Okay, so how can Slimstock help you? So as I said, it's a very provocative statement from a solutions provider, but we don't consider ourselves as solution provider. We are a knowledge partner. We have decades and decades of cumulative S&OP design and implementation experience in our teams. We have a Slimstock Academy where our customers have free access to all the leading publications, benchmarks, best practices. Of course, we have a S&OP layer on our S&OE solution that can help in S&OP implementation. And of course, there is a strong consultancy and research team that consistently publishes best practices in the industry. Now, we saw the peak planning this morning. A lot of organizations, they are at different stages in their conquest of peak planning. But if you are thinking of starting on S&OP transformation, we are not that far. We are just here on one of the booths. Please do come see us. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.